We head to the Philippines to join in the annual TIMA Forum, where stories of medical miracles were shared. And in Taiwan, a memorial concert was held in Tainan to honor those lives lost in the recent earthquake. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. We begin today's program in Serbia with the winter clothes distribution conducted by Tzu Chi volunteers. On its fourth day of distributions in the Arasavici and Sid Refugee Center, a group of new volunteers have joined the distribution event. Thanks to the experiences from the other volunteers, these latecomers have an easier time in helping to distribute the winter coats. Enduring the 3 degrees Celsius temperature, one team of Tzu Chi volunteers visit Arasavici Refugee Center, while another visit the Sid Refugee Center. With experience from previous days, the volunteers here have an easier time with the distribution. Today, there are newly arrived refugees at the camp. Although language barriers may pose an issue, a smile dissolves all communication problems. Rambunctious by nature, the children run outside to play. There, Tzu Chi volunteers hand out charms with 2 Chinese characters, meaning peace to the children. The children's laughter melts away the volunteers' tired spirit. As everyone hopes, the smiles on the children's faces can accompany them on their passage to safety. The 2016 TIMA Forum, with the theme of spreading compassion and serving with Tzu Chi's humanitarian spirit, took place this past weekend in the Philippines. The event attracted 93 TIMA members from 7 different countries. In addition, patients whose lives have been turned around thanks to TIMA members also shared their stories at the forum.
Dancing on stage, Justin, who's only 88 centimeters tall, seems confident wearing his new glasses. Sharing his story at the TIMA Forum, Justin, who has a rare disease, as well as trichiasis and severe myopia with -20 vision, receive assistance from TIMA members.
With my new glasses, I can read and write faster.
Tzu Chi immediately helped Justin undergo surgery. It was of great help to him and enabled him to return to school.
In addition, this 18-year-old girl, who was once ostracized due to a large skin tumor on her head, also received needed assistance from TIMA members in the Philippines. Tzu Chi's free clinic and subsequent assistance from TIMA helped her remove her tumor and start a new life.
I cannot trust anybody anymore. I don't have friends. It seems like I don't belong to a group of friends. I often myself alone, despite the encouragement of my mother before. I still decided to stop going to school.
She said that people who used to unintentionally criticize or laugh at her stopped doing so. Instead, they asked her, "How did you undergo the surgery?"
Practicing medicine with compassion, these humane doctors have given these patients hope to start life anew. Relieving the pain of those who suffer, they have also put forth their commitment to safeguard the health of others as TIMA members.
More on the annual TIMA Forum that took place in the Philippines. Besides the participation of 93 TIMA members, the event attracted the participation of religious representatives, police and firefighters, local and foreign medical personnel, as well as the attention of local media. This year, in addition to furthering medical knowledge, many attendees also seized the occasion to learn about Tzu Chi's principles and missions.
In the Philippines, 2/3 of the front page of Chinese newspaper United News covers the TIMA Forum with detailed reports on the forum classes. Besides the recognition of the media, a Dharma master who attended the entire event also feels inspired by everyone's positive attitude at the forum.
People who are thinking in the same way, not commercially, they're thinking compassionately. it's not just one here and one there. You need a chain of people, linking up, a big team. So this is a big team.
Besides Buddhist masters, Catholic nuns and priests, local medical professionals, police and firemen are also among the nearly 500 people in attendance. The attendees learn about Tzu Chi's work through a variety of classes given by lecturers from different countries.
Master Zheng Yan has a lot of insights on disaster relief and knows the real needs of disaster victims. She truly thinks for them.
Master Zheng Yan always says that everyone is so important. You just give in just do what the little bit that we could, and that actually could bring hope to other people's life.
There might be a limit to what one person can do, but the collective strength of all here can help people improve medical quality while serving with humanitarian spirit. Such strength and spirit are the inspiration for these people to continue safeguarding life.
To assist economically disadvantaged families in the Philippines, doctors participating in the 2016 TIMA Forum were invited to treat patients at a large-scale free clinic held at the local chapter grounds on March 6. The free clinic offered a total of 7 medical departments to fully serve the patients.
A child with an apple-sized tumor came early to the surgical department of the free clinic to receive help. 6-year-old Gerald also came seeking treatment for abdominal protrusions of his intestines that have affected his quality of life.
The protrusions are his small intestine. After our initial check, we decided that before he receives surgery, we will have to send him to Chongzhen Hospital, who works with us.
Here in the pediatric department is 5-year-old Jeff, whose leg muscles began to atrophy 3 years ago. His mother has consulted several doctors and came to the TIMA clinic to seek a further assessment.
To refer patient to orthopedic surgeon. So there's a need of working up the leg status because beside orthopedic surgeon, we need to have a neurovascular referral.
Here, the dental care clinic area is crowded with patients waiting for various treatments. Other areas of the free clinic are offering services in medicine and otolaryngology. This patient greets doctors warmly and even has a present for one doctor.
This is for you, sir.
Already?
Yes.
The Chinese medicine department is also offering acupuncture and cupping treatment. With the addition of the optometry department, this clinic has 7 medical departments with doctors from 7 different countries serving the people of the Philippines.
Before, we used leaflets to promote these clinics in poor communities. But I think the most important factor is that it's Tzu Chi. When people hear it is a Tzu Chi clinic, they are all eager to come because they know our service and doctors are all top quality, and they know we will provide them with adequate medicine.
This clinic here in the Philippines opened its doors at 6 in the morning to a waiting crowd. After all the large groups made their way through the clinic, it is estimated over 3,000 people were treated. In the end, today was just a small token of love and a show of compassion that Tzu Chi and TIMA doctors were happy to offer.
After the Meinong earthquake devastated parts of Tainan, the world's attention turned to Taiwan. The president of the Philippines, Benito Aquino III, sent a personal letter of condolence to Master Zheng Yan, in which he also expressed his deep gratitude for the help that Tzu Chi provided to his country after Typhoon Haiyan in 2013.
After the large earthquake on February 6th in Tainan that deeply affected the hearts of people across Taiwan, the president of the Philippines, Benito Aquino III, personally wrote a letter to Master Zheng Yan expressing his condolences.
The volunteers that are always at disaster sites are a force of love, especially in this most recent earthquake. How the volunteers have cared for the quake victims.
Within the letter, deep condolences are expressed for the tragedy of the Meinong earthquake. The letter also specifically mentions Typhoon Haiyan of 2013 that caused damage in the Philippines. And it expressed gratitude for the relief and rebuilding assistance offered by Tzu Chi in the disaster areas. The letter explains how the selfless commitment of volunteers in helping others served as an example for Filipinos, and how such a positive influence can affect society.
This letter from the president is a form of encouragement, seeing the actions of our volunteers as an expression of our religious beliefs in action. The president recognizes our help of those in need as a real expression of our core humanistic values.
When tragedy strikes, love surpasses national boundaries. The letter from the President of the Philippines is an example of the friendship and love that Tzu Chi has cultivated between Taiwan and the Philippines.
It has been more than a month since southern Taiwan was rattled by the Meinong earthquake. To commemorate the disaster's 1-month anniversary at Kunshan Elementary School in Tainan, which is near the toppled Weiguan apartment complex where most of the casualties occurred, a musical concert was held to thank the rescue workers while honoring the dead. At this concert held in Tainan's Kunshan Elementary School, the Evergreen Symphony Orchestra has teamed up with the school band to thank rescue workers while honoring all those who perished in the Meinong earthquake.
This is for our good friends, classmates, and all those children who perished in the disaster. May they be well in heaven.
The blessings of everyone are conveyed through music and are echoed through the now vacant Weiguan apartment complex.
The building that collapsed during the quake has been demolished and its basement filled. Now, a month later, we can still see the flowers and well wishes left by passers-by.
This college student has come back to mourn her friend lost to the disaster.
He wasn't unfortunate, he was just innocent. I suppose I can say I'm lucky in a sense.
Though now a month later, many residents are still haunted by the memory of the disaster. The shop owner, who was there for his neighbors, is still revisited by them frequently.
We have known each other for a long time, so we are very much like friends. Whenever they pass by, they will come in to say hi, which really touches me.
In the future, Tainan's residents will continue to support each other as they face the difficulties ahead. When the Meinong earthquake occurred, many of Tainan's residential buildings sank below street level and sandy soil was exposed. Experts indicate that to be elements of soil liquefaction. As the problem was most severe in the Annan district, the executive yuan decided to release a report on other potential soil liquefaction regions in the country. Though residents are scared their own buildings may fall within that category, experts warn that besides releasing the list, the government should be checking on the soil property of public structures, as well as ensure preventative measures can be taken to lessen the impact of disasters. Here in Tainan's Annan district, due to soil liquefaction, the first floor of this building has sunk to the basement level. In the wake of the earthquake, many residential buildings have sunk below street level, while the roads have cracked.
6 buildings were severely affected. They are now sloped, but 3 days after the quake, more residents complained of sloping, so I asked the Architects Association to come take a look. They have sent 12 people to check out these 577 homes.
11 buildings in Tainan's Annan, West Central, and North District were reported to be tilted, and in total, 250 buildings were marked with the red condemned sign. In the wake of the earthquake, the National Center for Research on Earthquake Engineering sent engineers to Xiding Borough to collect soil samples and further investigate the problem.
The National Center for Research on Earthquake Engineering requires us to drill down 30 meters and send the soil sample we collected for further analysis. We will then write up a report with the findings so that the public will know about their soil conditions, whether it has been liquefied or what soil layers are underneath.
Though many may panic in hearing of soil liquefaction, experts say this phenomenon actually acts as a buffer in reducing the effects of the earthquake.
It's really a silver lining to this disaster that the building structures didn't fall apart. We have not seen one yet, so when the buildings fell, residents had plenty of time to get out safely.
For soil liquefaction to occur, certain elements must be present.
一定要有特定的这些土壤，这是第一个哦。一般而言，这个大概。
First of all, the soil is different. It's what we categorize as sandy soil. Second, there should be plenty of underground water. Third, a major seismic activity is also needed.
第三个要有足够的震动的这个能量。
One of the reasons the Tainan district is threatened by soil liquefaction is attributed to its geography.
Records show that in 1823, the district was a marginal sea, just like the current Chigu district lagoon, while the adjacent Luermen area was a sand dune.
To date, many regions in Tainan's Taijiang area have become wetlands or fishery. According to information provided by the National Center for Research on Earthquake Engineering, Tainan's coastal area are all in danger.
After this soil liquefaction occurred, the Annan district has sunk. Of course, this meant the dam will as well, and the dike that was supposed to hold off flooding has been damaged as well. Although we can't see it right now with our bare eyes because it's not serious. But when typhoons and floods hit, that's when the structure will collapse.
Scholars warn that after a strong earthquake, besides finding out the severity of soil liquefaction in quake-affected areas, another area that must be looked at is the structural integrity of public structures. Otherwise, when typhoon season hits Taiwan once more, flooding and even dam collapsing can cause further damage to the area. Architecture in Taiwan tends to neglect natural elements such as the sun and wind when they are designed. To bring something more to Taiwan's architecture and construction industry, Tzu Chi not only demands the highest quality from contractors in its construction projects, its buildings are designed to be imbued with the foundation's humanistic values while coexisting with the environment. Here is our report. Prefabricated classrooms are being erected inside Shizhao Elementary in Dongshi, Taichung.
This is a classroom filled with love, which is completely different from ordinary classrooms.
Though the classrooms may appear simple, they are built thoughtfully.
If the corners aren't locked in place properly, they will ask us to do it again. They are very thorough with their examination and ask us to redo it all the time.
The Tzu Chi Foundation is known among contractors in Taiwan to be very picky and demanding downright to the smallest screw.
At first, I thought they just nagged all the time, but in truth, the quality they demand is justified.
The building must be the highest standard to provide students with a safe and healthy environment to learn.
A healthy environment starts by constructing a building that breathes.
Only after conducting a geological survey and taking the wind and sun into consideration will the blueprint for a new school be made.
There is no discount in quality whether it is building a permanent school building or erecting temporary classrooms.
I think the world could use more fools like Tzu Chi's brothers and sisters. Their foolish philosophy is just what we need, as normally a contractor, who is always out to maximize their profit, will not invest so much workmanship and quality materials into a construction project.
To coexist in harmony with nature, Tzu Chi buildings always uses plenty of interlocking bricks, as the recyclable construction material is permeable and slip-resistant.
Tzu Chi's construction projects don't just simply adhere to the 4-tier quality control system. They are also based on the charity's principles of environmentalism and religious practice.
Conservation is more than just a slogan, but a core Tzu Chi value. All of Tzu Chi's prefabricated classrooms can be completely recycled and reused. These classrooms in Shizhao Elementary were used elsewhere for years. They look brand new because volunteers had cleaned them thoroughly.
I realized that it was thanks to Tzu Chi volunteers from all over, even those in Zhuolan who were mostly elderly. They have really touched my heart. With their love and compassion, they helped us ready these classrooms.
Tzu Chi architecture is based on humanitarianism, which is why the exterior walls of most Tzu Chi buildings are decorated with gray pebble stones.
The extensive use of pebble stone is mostly related to Tzu Chi's religious belief. It's simple, reserved, and earthly.
Perhaps critics might argue that Tzu Chi architecture is too boring, but faculties from these schools might say otherwise.
Though our school has a simple appearance, as far as a school goes, it helps our always active students settle their mind. That's my opinion.
The humanistic design also takes the students' needs into consideration, which gave birth to the slide that resembles the Buddha's palm.
The slide holds deep meanings. It represents a palm of love, education, gratitude, and learning. The meanings are built right into our school buildings, which help us cultivate our distinctive school culture.
Attending to every detail thoughtfully, these fortresses built with love will protect and nurture every young mind that study here. In Hualien, Taiwan, Cai Lihua was once living happily with her husband and 2 children, but 5 years ago, her husband was struck by a drunk driver, leaving him completely paralyzed. The doctors recommended Cai to learn massage therapy to help her husband's rehab. Taking the advice and then with the help of the community, she was able to open a business and support her family. Cai Lihua is a wonderful example of someone who has overcome tragedy and kept her family together.
This is Tsai Lihua, demonstrating her massage technique. Miss Tsai, who works at an electric company, originally learned massage to help treat her husband after a tragic car accident left him paralyzed. She attended community college to learn massage technique and eventually received certification.
I don't only massage the legs, his entire body really needs to be massaged. He also gets acupuncture. Before, we used to get acupunctures at Tzu Chi Hospital.
5 years ago, a drunk driver hit Miss Tsai's husband and completely disrupted their happy home. At that time, their second child had just been born. Miss Tsai was forced to return to Hualien with her child and used all of her savings for her husband's medical fees. Thankfully, with the help and compassion of others, she was able to make ends meet.
I'm very thankful for every person that has offered us help. It's only thanks to their love and support for our family that I have been able to keep going.
After so much hardship, Miss Tsai has forgiven the driver who hit her husband. With a strong spirit and a heart of compassion, she has persevered and continues to care for her family. Her study of massage has also led to new life opportunities, and she has now opened a small business.
For me, this is the start of something stable for my family. This will be good for my children and give them a sense of security. Growing up in this environment will be good for them.
Because of her own love and the care of her community, Tsai Lihua has triumphed over hardship. Now she continues to love and care for her family and is grateful for all of her blessings.
Heads of northern districts recycling stations in Taiwan recently gathered in Wanhua Jixi Hall to participate in a leadership meeting where volunteers shared their invaluable experiences with one another. During the event, the volunteers also united in prayer to bring blessings to those still suffering in Tainan. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.